Just by looking at the title, you would have already guessed what the video is exactly about. Unlike using traditional methods to build a mouse using optical sensors, this mouse detects the motion based on magnets embedded in this custom mousepad. Watch till the end of the video to know how this mouse is built from scratch and also learn how to navigate the magnetic surface using just a single magnetic pole and with a bunch of Hall effect sensors. So without any further delay, let's get started. First, let's talk about how the traditional mouse works. If you take a look at the bottom, you may have noticed a flashy red light blasting from the mouse. This is the light that the optical sensor inside the mouse used to determine the motion. But how does it work? Initially when I thought about it, I thought it would be something like the IR sensor used in the line follower bot, or maybe a little more complicated like a LED and an array of light sensors within an IC. And finally maybe some fancy algorithm to detect the motion. But when I heard the working for the first time, I was mind blown by the technology that is used. So let me spoil it for you if you haven't already heard about it. If you break open the mouse, you can see an IC with a small notch on the bottom. And this is the casing for the camera. When you compare this to an actual camera, this captures way too little detail because this was not meant to take pictures of people and cats. It was made to take pictures of patterns and tiny grooves on the surface where the mouse is used. Once it takes the picture, it applies an algorithm called optical flow, which determines the direction of the mouse by comparing the frames of images it has taken in continuous motion. This really amazed me because for the optical flow algorithm to detect which way the camera is moving, the two consecutive frames has to be very close by. If they are very far, the algorithm just doesn't work that well. Because of this reason, the mouse optical sensor has to capture almost 2000 to 6000 frames per second, which is way faster than your smartphone. But seriously, I'm done with blabbering the theory of the mouse. If you like to learn more about the mouse and how it works, I would suggest you to watch the 8-bit guy YouTube video on What Does a Computer Mouse See, where he explains everything in much more detail. So to start with the project, my initial idea was never to use magnets. I just wanted to build a BLE Bluetooth mouse. But while designing the mouse, I soon ran into the problem of finding the optical sensor. First, it was not cheap and the most familiar ones are now obsolete. So my genius brain thought I could build an optical sensor using the ESP32 cam. I would have been really happy even if I could get at least some decent frame rate, so I could change the lens of the ESP32 cam and make a very slow and a less responsive mouse. But after playing with the ESP32 cam for a while, I decided it was a very bad idea. The major reasons why I ditched ESP32 cam was it was very unreliable in capturing higher frame rate photos. The maximum I could push was 24 frames with very low resolution. The second reason was the optical flow algorithm wouldn't quite work well and would crash the ESP32 multiple times. Finally, most ESP32 cams come with the lens locked to the sensor. This would make changing lens way harder. Since I'm out of options for an optical sensor, it put me in a desperate situation to find a way to detect the motion of the mouse. Because rest of the electronics and the coding is way simple. It's just adding some buttons and integration of the BLE. I could have definitely gone away with any of the old methods to build the mouse. But anyway, the project is not going to be highly usable like I wanted in the beginning. So I decided to build a mouse that uses some unique way to detect the mouse motion. I chose magnets because personally experimenting with magnets was my favorite and it's quite satisfying. Also, I have experience using magnets with electronics in my previous projects. To make this magnet useful, I have to convert the magnetic field into an electrical signal. For that, we need to use a Hall effect sensor. To be exact, I'll be using a 49E linear Hall effect sensor. This sensor will convert the strength of the magnetic field to an analog voltage, which later we can read using a microcontroller. After a few experiments and playing with the magnets and Hall effect sensors, I found an appropriate distance between two magnets where the Hall effect sensor value varies continuously when I move across the magnets. This was very important because without this change in value, detecting the motion would be quite impossible. In my case, the distance was 3 mm. It might be different for you because the value of the Hall effect sensor is based on the diameter, thickness and material of the magnet. Anyway, once I found the right distance, I designed a pad in Fusion 360 where I can embed 49 magnets, which gives us 7 rows and 7 columns, and the distance between each of the magnet is 3 mm. Here 49 is just an arbitrary number, you can increase the number of magnets to increase the size of the mousepad. The next step was to 3D print and placing the magnets in place. Just make sure to place the magnet in such a way where either all the north pole or south pole facing up. This will make sure we have a single pole surface, which would make it easier for us to detect the motion. With this current setup, we can see the logic for navigating on the magnetic monopole surface. This idea was highly inspired by the rotary encoder mechanism. If you have worked with the rotary encoder mechanism before, you would already know that they work on the principle of phase difference, where either one of the signal from the encoder will be lagging or leading, and by using this phase difference we can determine whether we are turning the encoder in a clockwise or an anti-clockwise direction. I'll put a link in the description where you can learn more about the rotary encoder. Now similarly, we are going to use 4 signal with different phases, where 2 are used to detect left right and other 2 are used to detect up and down motion. At first, it's hard to notice or a little bit hard to imagine how we can implement the encoder analogy using the magnets. But it was quite interesting to see how they all work together. First, map out the magnetic field of all the magnets from the pad. This should approximately give a sine wave as we sweep the sensor across the grid, where the top peak of the sine wave is the maximum magnetic field and the bottom is the minimum magnetic field read by the Hall effect sensor. Now with this Hall effect sensor value, we can find the motion and the direction of the Hall effect sensor in one axis by comparing the past and the present reading. I just said we can find the direction and the motion by using just a single Hall effect sensor. So it would be pretty easy to assume we can find all the 4 direction by just using 2 sensors. And why bother using an encoder mechanism? But this is where things get tricky. If I fix both the sensors in the same place and start to move the plane, you can see both the Hall effect sensor value changes, either if you go left to right or up to down. This makes it very complicated to determine what direction exactly the mouse is moving. To fix this, I will add another set of Hall effect sensors, where we'll use 2 of them to detect the left-right motion and the other 2 for up and down motion. This extra set of sensors will create an offset in the reading. If you see the left-right sensor reading together, either one of them will lead or lag as I move my mouse left and right. Exactly, this is applicable for up and down motion as well. The interesting part is the phase shift occurs only to one set of sensor reading when the plane is moved in a single direction, either up down or left right. For the remaining set of sensors, there is no phase shift ideally. So by arranging the sensors in this way, we can detect all 4 directions. If you feel this is a little difficult to understand, I suggest you to rewatch this part of the video again. If you were hanging on this video for this long, a sub to this channel would be definitely appreciated. It would encourage me more to do similar videos. Anyway, since the movement for the mouse was figured out, the rest of the circuit was pretty easy. Once the circuit and the PCB were ready, I sent the Gerber file for manufacturing with PCBWay, who generously sponsored PCBs for this project. So if you need custom PCBs for your project, they offer 10 custom PCBs for as low as $5 and have varieties of customization that you can choose for your PCB, like the color of the solder mask, silk layer and the surface finish. And on your first order you get a coupon of $5. So basically you will be just paying for your shipping during your first order. So check out the link in the description to visit their website. Just after a week I received my PCBs. Also along with the PCB, I received a stencil for easy soldering. Now it's time for sourcing the components. For some reason this project had a lot of issues with getting the components right. A few went missing during shipping and a few were stuck in customs for too long. Anyway, I wanted to complete this project soon, so I'm just going to go without those remaining components. Also, I haven't included the Gerber file for this project because of the same reason. But anyhow, I have updated the circuit diagram with more easily and readily available components. For the code, the first step was to clean up the signal. Here you can use different types of filters and digital signal processing methods to clean up the noise. But to keep it simple and fast, I'm going to just smooth out the signal by averaging it. Then I took the rotary encoder example code and modified it a bit to detect the motion by using all 4 sensors. To be honest, this is one of the worst codes I have written in a while because I lost my patience after dragging this project for way too long. Anyway, after adding some ESP32 BLE library and additional code for the buttons, we are done. Just upload the code and it should be good to go. Well, I definitely thought the motion detection would be quite better, but at least it works, and other features like the left click, right click, scroll click works very well. I'm not sure if I can make this any better, but there are a couple of things I can do. First, I can go back and brush up my knowledge on filters and digital signal processing and make the signal from the sensors better to make the mouse movement smoother. Or secondly, I could experiment with other kinds of sensors. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. I hope at least this video gave you few new ideas and a different approach to build a mouse. If you like the videos, make sure to hit the like button and be subscribed to watch more upcoming videos. Until then, you can watch my other videos from the link on the screen or the link in the description.